County Department of Aging and Human Services. Today's class will be a mat class, and we'll start low, work our way to standing, and then work our way back to reclined. The props that you're going to need are blocks or thick, stable books, a blanket to sit on or for under your knees or behind your knees, and maybe a rolled up towel to put behind your knees. This feels really good when you're bending your knees. Okay. Always be mindful. Honor the sensations in your body. Anything that feels like you're going beyond challenge into pain, back away. So healthy movement is key here. And enjoy the class. Okay. Starting seated on a blanket. Ground the sit bones into the blanket. Lengthen the spine. Lifting through the crown of the head toward the sky. Soften the shoulders and lift just a little bit. Lift the heart center. Soften or close the eyes if you're comfortable with that, and begin to notice your breathing without changing it. Just notice it. Notice the sound of the inhale compared to the exhale. Let the belly expand. Let the rib cage expand on the inhale. Notice how they soften on the exhale. So I'm going to ask you to focus on the exhale for a moment. And open your mouth and make some sounds. So toning is very healthy for the body, the vagus nerve, congestion. So making noise, singing, any kind of sound on the exhale. Make the exhale really long. Draw it out, let go of all of the air. And what you'll notice when you expel the last of the breath, that the abdominals naturally pull in. So without forcing the abdominal engagement, let the breath guide that abdominal engagement. Deep breath in. And cycle through about 4 or 5 more rounds of a full expansive inhale, followed by a complete exhale, really allowing that exhale to draw the belly in. Notice the temperature of the breath going into the nostrils and coming out, how it's different. Notice the sounds in the room or maybe outside of the room. Notice the air on your skin, the temperature of the air in the room. A couple more of these expansive and complete breaths. Allow yourself to remain here. Return to the natural breath. Keep the eyes soft or closed. And notice the breath once more. Is it smooth? If it's not, maybe there are places where you can try to smooth it out. The natural breath. Begin to notice yourself on an internal level, moving away from the external observations, becoming more centered, Take this opportunity to notice how you're feeling mentally, emotionally, physically, and energetically. No judgment, just observation. It's a baseline. We'll compare at the end of practice. Once more, draw your attention to that feeling of being grounded and connected to Mother Earth. Through the legs, the feet, the sit bones. Lifting the heart, softening the shoulders, lengthening the spine. Connecting also to energy. Energy all around you, energy above you. And then if your eyes are closed, go ahead and slowly open the eyes. A nice tall spine. You want the top of the hip girdle tilted a little bit forward. That helps to lengthen the spine. Nice tilt of the head. And rotate the opposite shoulder 3 times. Lifting the head, taking it to the other side, keeping the shoulders down, the heart lifted, 3 circles of the opposite shoulder. Feel free to breathe out of the mouth anytime you wish. Again, lifting up nice and tall, neutral. Take a look over the shoulder and draw the shoulders down and back. Breathe. Taking it slowly to the other side. Again, drawing the shoulders down and back. Find your breath. Bring the head back to neutral once more. Let's take the arms and begin to create the shape of a figure 8, the infinity sign. We're going to start out small and slow. And then begin to slowly enlarge the movement, expand the movement. Imagine that the hands are painting through the energy fields that surround you. And larger still. Notice what's going on in the shoulders. Snap, crackle, pop, maybe. And begin to soften. Good, go ahead and land the hands. So as always, remember to guide your movement to something that's challenging for you yet comfortable. Really tuning in to the body throughout the movement, moving into something slowly, moving out of it slowly as well. So let's take the arm up, reach high, let the shoulder drop, and then reaching over. Keep your sit bones grounded here. We're going for a stretch all down the arm, the side of the body, into the waist and the hip. Breathe fully and completely. Inhale to rise and switch sides. Reach high, shoulder down on exhale. Keep breathing as you take this over. Grounding through the sit bones. And taking the time to notice how sensation changes as the side body lengthens. Breathe. And inhale to rise and take that down. So let's extend. I'm going to mirror you. So let's extend right leg and activate the leg. Flexion through the foot. Sit up tall once more. And draw the clasp hands to the heart. And notice how good that feels when your hands are on your heart. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, flip the hands, push them out, and ground your back. Feel that wonderful stretch. Let the head go. Take a couple breaths here. On your next inhale, raise those hands up high. Feel that nice stretch in the shoulders. As you exhale, take your right hand to your left knee and ground the other hand and back. Lift up tall, sit up really tall, lengthen the spine. On your exhale, begin to turn the body very slowly and notice sensation. So with each exhale, you can deepen the twist by turning the head perhaps, but again, be mindful of what you're feeling. Breathe. On your next exhale, keep the body twisted, but turn the head only, looking over the front shoulder. And then very slowly bring the body around. So guide the chest to point over the extended leg and foot. And again, lengthen the spine. Hinging at the hip, begin to draw the heart center toward the shin. So really lengthen the spine here. It's as if you're reaching your throat or your upper chest toward your foot. Okay? Breathe and extend. Once more, just going as far as you feel safe sensation. And then when you're ready, you can exhale and just let the head go. Feel that wonderful stretch in the back of the neck and how it moves down the back, and the back of the leg and hips. Breathing fully and slowly through the movement. And then lift just the head. And let that head lift you to a tall seated position. Go ahead and switch sides. Inhale, clasp those hands, rest them on the heart. Take a moment to notice how good that feels. Exhale, flip and push those hands forward. Round the shoulders, just the shoulders, not the low spine. Let the head go. Couple breaths here. Really releasing the back of the neck. And then inhale, lift those hands up. Open the shoulders. Exhale, take your left hand to your right knee. And begin to turn the body. Make sure the spine is long. And each exhale, perhaps a slight deepening of the twist. Let your shoulders relax down and take them toward the back of the spine. Exhale, just the head around. Feel that wonderful stretch in the neck. And then very slowly release the body back to center. And take the legs out and turn. So readjust on your blanket. Make sure those sit bones are on the front edge of your blanket. In this position here, just dribble the knees and rock the feet in and out. So this is actually helping to prepare the hip socket and hamstrings. Now sit up tall. Activate the legs and the feet. Good. And here again on exhale, we'll be drawing the heart center toward the feet. Making sure not to round the back yet. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, forward. And let's do that again. Inhale, lengthen. Feel free to exhale out of your mouth anytime that feels good to you. Listen to what your body wants. Now, from here, on your next exhale, just let the head rest forward. Don't force it. Go ahead and let the body round. And take a few breaths here and feel how that stretch changes. Try to release any tension that you're holding and allow yourself to trust the stretch will help release tension. And then lift just the head. And let the head lead you to a tall seated position. Tuck those feet in. Let's move to all fours. Now here's where the rolled up towel is really good. So if you tuck it behind the crease of the knees and then sit back on it, it makes the position more accessible and it actually brings space to the front of the knee. It feels wonderful. Or you have the option, of course, if it hurts to be on the knees, to place the knees on a blanket. This feels wonderful. So the toes are now gripping the mat, and we're taking the hips back, and we're going to create a little bit of movement here. This is wonderful, and this is really important. So as we age, our joints stiffen up, and it always seems to start in the hands and the feet. Really important to spend time moving your feet in different directions every day. Your toes, your feet, your ankles. Same with your fingers, your hands, your wrists. So walk the hands out and release the feet and tap the tops of the feet on the mat to recirculate the blood into the toes. Now we're going to counter it. It looks the same, but this time the toes are curled under. They're not gripping the mat. And this one you might feel a lot more sensation, so be cautious, be mindful. And if you want, you can also bring some movement here. Walk it out, tap it out. Let's take right leg back and runner stretch. Strong arms here, straight arms. Make sure your toes are gripping your mat. Breathe. Full inhales, complete exhales. A long straight spine. Go ahead and lift the chin, engaging the muscles in the back of the neck. Breathe. And then slowly push through the toes. You're articulating through the foot, off of the big toe, and then gently landing the knee. Take the other leg back. Same cues. Make sure those arms are strong, the spine is long. Lift the chin. And breathe. Once more, press through the toes, all the way off the tip of the toe. And then land the knee. Okay. So in this tabletop position, I'm going to have you take your knees a little bit apart. I will go this way so you can see better. And then take your left hand into the middle of the mat and take your right hand to your heart center. From this position, turn the heart toward the wall. Really pressing into the base hand, so that's your strength there. You want to make sure you're not sinking into the shoulder, and you don't want to be too far pushed out either. So find that happy medium where your shoulder is very stable. Now from this position with your hand on your heart, draw your fingertips toward the armpit. So the elbow is pointed up toward the sky. From this position, without changing the position of your shoulders, simply straighten the arm. No shoulder shift at all. Pushing into the floor, hand guide the ribs up toward the ceiling and breathe. On your next exhale, thread the needle. So take that arm all the way through and gently land the shoulder. Now reposition the head so that your neck is comfortable. This is really important. You're allowed to adjust your body to find more comfort. Put your palms together. Take the palm that's on top and stretch it out to the floor. And then leave the arm in this position as you raise it up toward the sky. Again, reposition your head so your shoulder and your neck are comfortable. Open the chest. Find a nice deep inhale. Let it out. Now take that high hand to the ground Push into it to rise back up. The knees are still wide, the big toes are touching. Deep breath in here. Exhale to child's pose. Now in child's pose, cross your arms and rest your head on your arms. Take a deep breath in and out here. And then come back up. Let's do the other side. So this time your right hand goes in the middle. Left hand on the chest, on the heart center. Guide the heart up toward the ceiling. Take the fingers and drag them out to the armpit. Keep your shoulder where it is here. And then simply straighten the arm. Pushing into the floor hand, guide the ribs upward. And find a good deep breath. On your next exhale, thread the needle. Reaching that hand through and out and softly landing the shoulder. Repositioning. Go ahead and lay the head down. Make sure that your neck is comfortable. And then place your palms together. The top of the palm slides forward onto the floor. And the arm stays in this position as you lift up. Now you might only lift part way, that's okay. What you don't want to do is torque your shoulder so that you can reach your arm this way. This is not what we're going for, it's not healthy for the shoulder. So if this is as high as you can get, this is where you go. Make sure the neck is comfortable, so adjust as needed and find your breath. Exhale, take that palm to the ground. Use that palm to push up, coming back. Inhale, this time when you inhale, let's do cow. So on the cow pose, tailbone rises, chin rises, and I'm going to ask you to engage your abdominals, so draw your navel in and up. This helps support the spine. Exhale, round your hips under, and then your back of your ribs, and then let the head go last. I'm going to do that again. Engage the abdominals. Inhale, lift tailbone and chin. Exhale, hips under first, back, and then your head is last. And then drift back into child's pose once more. Go ahead and fold the arms. And let the forehead rest on the arms. Breathe. Now we're going to come back to table. You may or may not want the blanket under your knees. It does feel like a nice cushion under the knees, but for the balancing that we're getting ready to do, it might not support the best kind of balance. So you choose what's best for you. All right, here in table, shoulders above the wrists, of course, and knees below the hips. Let's take the right foot back, up and back. Now, if your toes are turned out to the side, guide them down to the ground. So you want your hips to be level. And then if you want to, you can stay here or you can lift the left arm. You're going to point the back foot, and on the inhale, I'm going to lift the leg and the arm. You're going to bend that back knee. And this might be as far as you want to go. If you're well balanced, you can take hold of the foot. Maybe taking hold of the foot with the knee down is better for you. So you have options. Make sure the base, arm, and shoulder are strong. Now if you have hold of the foot, gently lower the knee down. Release it. Come back to table. Now your right wrist is probably a little sore, so shake it out, rotate it. And let's do the other side. Left leg up and back. Remember to take those toes down. Level out the hips. You can stay here or raise the right arm. Find something to focus on that's not moving. Engage the abdominals. Point that back foot. Lift leg and arm. Bend the back knee. And if you want to, take hold of the foot. Again, you can do this with the knee down, or you can simply just bend the knee. Now here again, focus on the shoulder of the base arm. If you're sinking in, draw up and strong. Be strong. Don't push out too far. You'll lose stability if you push too far out. Strong, stable shoulder. Feel free to lift higher if that's comfortable and safe in your body. Make sure you're breathing. Deep breaths, complete exhales. Slowly allow the knee to come to the ground and then release the foot. Coming back into table. Deep breath in. Once more, exhaling to child's pose. Feel free once more to fold the arms. Make sure you're resting your head either on the ground, on the arms, on a block, but rest the head. Let the neck relax. And then when you're ready, come on up. If you're on the blanket, let's remove the blanket and find your blocks or books. I'm gonna transition here. Before we use the blocks, let's stretch a downward facing dog. So in this downward facing dog, get a nice grip of the toes, strong arms. You're gonna come up just part way, so your knees come up off the ground. And in this half up position, begin to shift the body around in different ways. Really listen to what your body wants. Maybe it's a pedaling of the feet. Maybe it's a shifting of the heels. Perhaps it's a shifting of the shoulders. Movement of the head. Experiment. Now on your next breath in, rise up high on your toes. Push into the hands and begin to open the shoulders. But most importantly, keep the head in line with the rest of the spine. When you're ready to exhale, guide the heels toward the mat and guide the inner elbows toward your ears. Notice how that strengthens the shoulders. That's very important in this position. Take a deep breath in, let it go. Relax your neck, give your head a bubble. And stay here for a couple more breaths. I'm going to take the right leg up into three-legged dog. Strong arms. I'm going to step or swing the right leg to the outside of the mat. When you land your leg, and take your time getting there, be safe, make sure that the knee is either right above the ankle or a little behind it, not in front of it, so your foot is fully grounded. There's no pressure on the knee here. Take both blocks. Actually, I'm going to turn you, stay where you are, so that you can see what I'm doing. So your foot's on the outside of the mat, and your blocks are in the middle, and your chest is able to lift and open because you're using the blocks. Okay? Then the back knee, push off the back knee and bring the foot up. Now take your blocks and set them down behind you so that you can sit on them. Turning the knees out, directing the knees over the toes. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now you can do this without the blocks. if it's safe in your body, but it's not necessary. Breathe. Now position your hands right above your knees and begin to lean forward and rise. Heel toe, the feet a little bit wider, but keep those knees bent. Remember, the knees are turned out. Take the arms up into goddess pose. So we're working on the quadriceps, and it's one of the most fundamental muscle groups to work as we get older. It helps us to get up and down out of chairs. It helps us to navigate the stairs. So if you're really feeling a bit of a burn, feel free to straighten and then go back in. Breathe. If you want more intensity, feel free to do the dips. Full inhales, full or complete exhales. Now from here, turn the toes forward and extend the arms out in 5-pointed star. Take a breath. Turn the palms up, lift the heart center. Deep breath. Bring those feet together. Put a little bit of space between the feet. Inhale the arms up, palms together. Exhale them to the heart center and then bend the knees. So we're going to move into chair pose. And I'll turn sideways so you can see that better. Sit the hips back. So think of this as drawing the tailbone up behind you. And the navel may draw toward the floor a little bit more. Keep the heart center lifted. You can challenge yourself here by raising the heels a little bit off the floor. If you've done that, ground the heels. Inhale, take those hands up. A little bit of a back bend. So when you back bend, you really want to squeeze the glutes and the abs both to support the lower back, okay? And then exhale, leave the arms down and forward fold. So here you can use your blocks. We're going to come back into downward facing dog. Remember to make noise on your exhale. Keep breathing. Keep the head in line with the rest of the spine. Strong arms. So we'll take the other leg up and back. Left leg. Step or swing that foot to the outside top of the mat. Be sure that the knee is not forward at the ankle. Lift the heart center. Take a few breaths here. Allow the body to release bit by bit. Notice if you're holding tension in your upper body while you're stretching your lower body, can you let it go? Breathe. Bend that back knee. Push off that back foot. Bring the foot up. So again, you can use the blocks. Or maybe you'd like to try it without it. So it's nice to have the support of the arms braced against the knees. Or maybe you're ready to sink down. Always choose safely. So the elbows inside the knees help to push the knees out and support the pose. Find your breath. Smile. Hands to the floor or the blocks. Lift the hips, widen the feet, bend the knees. Let's sink back down, stretching those hips. feel free to rock side to side. And then use the hands on the knees to rise. Moving back into goddess pose. Woo, feel that burn. Let's straighten legs, take a breath. Take it back into goddess pose. Maybe a couple of bounces. Move into 5-point star. Raise the palms in the heart center. Inhale. Bring those feet together. Put a little space between the feet. Create the back bend. Exhale, chair pose. Relax your shoulders. Lift your heart. Perhaps you'd like to twist. If not, you can simply stay in chair, or you can come out of chair and go back in chair. Good. Great job. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge of the hips, soften your knees and fold. Bend the knees. Give the head a wobble, let the neck go. Come up halfway on your inhale. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Back bend. Exhale down. Let the head go. Inhale halfway up. Release. Wide arms, bring it up again. Hands to heart center. So feel free to soften or close your eyes in this position and really start to feel the ground through your feet. Feel that connection to earth. Allow the arms to lower by the sides, perhaps guiding the palms a little bit more forward and the shoulders back. Find your breath. Lifting through the crown of the head, but lifting the heart center and relaxing the shoulders. Being connected to energy and ground. This is called mountain pose. So imagine that you are the mountain, firmly connected to Mother Earth, but reaching for the heavens. Breathe. So for the next part, you might want a chair or a wall to help support you. We're going to do a balance pose. Use the wall here. Good. Walk your feet a little bit out, away from the wall, maybe a good foot or so. Bend the knees. So you're in sort of a half chair with the wall supporting your back. And allow the shoulder blades to land on the wall. And then take your right foot, I'll mirror you, and cross it over. It looks like a 4. Figure 4. Good. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, hands to heart center. So in this figure 4 position, always make sure the foot is flexed. That supports the structure of the knee, and that's very important. Now from this position here, keep the back of your hips on the wall and draw the navel forward and down. Heart center remains lifted. So your base knee is bent, your left leg is bent. Feel that wonderful stretch. Your hips are firmly against the wall or on the chair. Breathe. Good. Slow rise. Be in control when you come out of the pose. Release the arms and the leg. As you stand up, shake out the legs. Let's do the other side. You can always stay in the position longer if you wish. So always starting with the feet away from the wall. So your right leg is bent, so is your left, obviously crossed over, and the foot is flexed. The back of the hips are on the wall, the shoulder blades are on the wall. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And begin to draw the navel forward. Keep the heart center lifted. Very slowly, feeling bit by bit. Where's your challenge point, and pause. Keep breathing. Keep those hips firmly on the wall. Or seated in a chair. Very slowly with control, rising. Releasing the hands and leg. Stand up and shake it out. Good. Coming back to the mat. Right in the middle of your mat. Take a breath in. Raise those arms. Weave them around as you fold, as you hinge at the hip, let the head go. Walk the hands forward. Walk the feet backward. Coming back into downward facing dog. Spread the fingers. Really feel the hands being grounded. Strong shoulders, the head in line with the spine. Find your breath. And then rise onto the toes. Allow your shoulders to move forward so that they're above the wrists. And then take the heels back into plank pose. Now in this position, you can always lower the knees. The important thing here is to engage the abdominals, lift the navel in and up, and then turn your hips under and engage the glutes. Breathe here. Strong shoulders. Align the head with the rest of the spine. And then if your knees are up, go ahead and gently land the knees. And begin to bend the elbows backward towards your knees. Very slowly, lower the chest. Release the feet. Take the shoulders down and back. And then lift the chest just a little bit off of the floor. So we're using the upper back muscles, which is really good for posture. If you'd really like to work it out, allow the arms to come out or behind you. Breathe, big breaths. Maybe you'd like more challenge and you'd like to lift your feet. Keep breathing. Bring the legs down, bring the hands under the shoulders, and let the forehead rest on the mat. Relax the body, rock your hips from side to side. And then inhale, lift up. Exhale, move to child's pose. Maybe cross the arms and rest your head on your hands. Deep breaths in. Complete exhales. And then let's move move to a seated position. From the seated position, take the hands behind the knees and begin to roll down just bit by bit, vertebrae by vertebrae. Just move your props out of the way. Airplane, lean your arms out to the side. And gather your knees up. Rock over the sacrum. Feel that nice massaging effect over the backs of your hips. And here's another area where maybe your body wants to make a specific movement. So feel free to circle the knees, apart or together, as you rock over the sacrum. Okay. Now, push the heels up toward the ceiling. And bend the knees and draw them toward your chest. And take a deep breath in. Engage your abdominals. Draw the navel in and up, so make those abdominals nice and firm. When you're ready to exhale the breath, take the legs over and take your left hand to your hip. So the feet are going to the right. Left hand is on the left hip. From this position, you can always open the arm to a comfortable place. So always guide that movement based on how your shoulder feels. Take a couple of breaths here. Allow the body to settle. And notice where you're holding on real tight muscularly. And see if you can release that bit by bit and sink into a deeper state of relaxation. Wherever you feel it, it's okay. Now, if it's really uncomfortable, simply go back to where you were. Another option here is to extend both legs straight. Just notice how it feels. Relax and breathe. Now bend the knees. Engage the abdominals, very important here. Guide the knees up. Rock over the sacrum. Circle if it feels good to you. I'm going to do the other side as well. Guide the heels up. Bring the knees in toward the chest. Take a deep breath in. Engage the abdominals. Take the right hand to the right hip. Let the back move. Let the back roll. Good. So you want to ground your legs and be able to relax them. This is like laying on your side. Okay? Breathe. So place your arm in a place that's comfortable for your shoulder. Wherever that is okay. Allow the legs to completely relax. And if you want more sensation, you can take that top leg and you can extend it longer. So you're pushing the heel away from the body. You also have the option of extending both legs, straightening them both. So your arm might be here. You might want to keep it here. Whatever you're choosing for your right arm, make sure it's comfortable for the shoulder. I like to feel the stretch here in the armpit and the chest, the shoulder and the chest. Now bend the knees. Firmly engage the abdominals and then lift the legs back up. Keep those abdominals engaged as you lift the legs. And then when they're on top, you can release the abdominals and rock.
Go ahead and ground the feet. And find a comfortable Shavasana position, relaxation position. You can do this with the legs bent. The legs can be tipped in if they're bent, like so. If you like the cobbler's pose, you can put the feet together, the soles of the feet together, and drop the knees out. Maybe use blocks under the legs to support the comfort of that pose. You can simply leave the knees bent or extend the legs. Put some space between your feet. Let the feet rock and roll, the legs, the feet flop out. Take the shoulders down and away from your ears and guide the palms upward. That helps to release the shoulders down when you flip the hands over. Deep breath in. Release it with some noise. Do it again. Deep breath in. One more time. Push out all of the air. Soften or close the eyes if you're comfortable with that. And feel that connection to the ground. So notice the points in your back body that are grounded and really intensify that feeling, that connection to the earth. And then begin to notice the energy that is in you, running through you, the energy that seems to be just on the surface of your skin and maybe further out around you. Deep breath in. Exhale all of the air. Do that 3 more times. Expand the rib cage and the belly on the inhale. And again. You can cycle through as many of these mindful breaths as you wish, and then return to the natural breath. Smoothing it out, quieting it down, noticing all aspects of the breath, how it moves the body, how it sounds inside your head, temperature in and out of the nose, and more. You can stay here as long as you like, the longer the better. And you can join me in an awakening sequence. Begin to bring small movements to your hands and feet and rock your head. And then inhale and stretch. Raise your arms above your body, reaching through fingers and toes. And then draw the palms together above your belly or your chest and rub them. Create heat between the palms. And then settle them over your eyes to absorb the energy. This is a very healing technique for the eyes. It's also calming to the mind. Feel free to use soft fingertips to massage around the eyes and the jaw. And then place the hands, stack the hands over the heart. Once more feeling how that contact feels good. Take the hands to the belly. Inhale deeply. Make some noise on your exhale. Gather the knees up. Roll to the right side in fetal position. Make sure you're supporting the head. And keep the eyes soft or closed here. Keep the attention tuned inward. Take a moment to set an intention. Phrase it positively. Perhaps an intention for the day or for the week. Remember that you are the light. And then use the palm of your hand to press up to seated. Find your blanket. And place it under the sit bones. Once again, feel that sense of being grounded and lifted. So a slight lift of the heart toward the heavens, a grounding through the sit bones. Let's take an inhale, arms up. Draw them on your exhale to the heart center. Let's do one nice vibratory Om. Deep breath in. Inhale the hands up, open to the heavens. Take a moment to be grateful. Take the hands down. Take hold of the right hand behind you, locking in the benefits of the work we've done today, setting an intention to keep this peaceful feeling with you for the rest of your day. Inhale again, arms rising, palms together. Exhale to the third eye, the seat of consciousness, to the lips, and to the heart center. May you and yours always know peace and joy, love and light, prosperity and radiant health. Light of God's love dwell in your heart and brighten your lives. Namaste.